There is something undeniably awe-inspiring about a rocket launch. For a few minutes, all eyes are on the rocket as it builds momentum, finally tearing away from the Earth, becoming a tiny against the vast expanse of space. As the rocket climbs higher, it symbolizes more than just human ingenuity. It is the embodiment of human hope, curiosity, and the desire to venture beyond the horizon. But here's the question. Amidst all the ambition and dreams, why are rockets, these incredible machines of human progress, free from advertisements? Why are they not festooned with the logos of corporations eager to seize this high-profile advertising space? In our everyday lives, ads bombard us from every corner. They are on billboards, taxis, in our social media feeds, even in our email inboxes. And yet, in the grand theater of space exploration, one thing is conspicuously absent: the commercial logos we see everywhere else. To understand why, we must look at the spirit of space exploration itself. Rockets are far more than just technological marvels. They are symbols. They represent human ambition on a scale unmatched by anything on Earth. They symbolize our ability to overcome the impossible, to push the boundaries of what we know, and to chart a future for all of humanity, not just for those with the deepest pockets. At first glance, the absence of advertisements on rockets may seem like a missed opportunity in a world dominated by consumerism. After all, SpaceX, Blue Origin, and other private space companies have shown that space is, indeed, becoming a commercial frontier. With the rise of space tourism, commercial satellites, and private missions to the Moon and Mars, the commercial aspect of space is more evident than ever. But still, even in this new age, rockets remain largely unbranded. And the reason is simple. Rockets represent something greater than the commercial interests that pervade every other aspect of our world. They are about the pursuit of human knowledge, exploration, and discovery, not about promoting a product or service. Rockets serve as symbols of human potential, a testament to our shared commitment to push the boundaries of the known universe. To slap a brand logo on the side of a rocket is to reduce that mission to a marketing campaign, shifting the focus away from what really matters: the advancement of science, the expansion of our understanding, and the hope that space exploration represents for all of us. We can trace this idea back to the very beginnings of the space age. The space race between the United States and the Soviet Union was not about competition for profits or consumers. It was about a battle for global prestige, for technological dominance, and for the pursuit of knowledge. It was about humanity's first step into the cosmos. When Neil Armstrong stepped onto the moon in 1969, he didn't do so under the banner of a company or brand. His famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," weren't about selling a product. They were about representing the shared spirit of human achievement. This was an age when space exploration was driven by nations and scientific missions, not profit margins. The goal wasn't to monetize the stars, but to explore the unknown for the benefit of all humanity. And while the rockets were sometimes emblazoned with national flags or emblems of space agencies, they weren't loaded with the advertising logos of commercial enterprises seeking to cash in on the prestige of space travel. In this sense, the absence of advertisements on rockets is a continuation of that tradition, where the focus is on the mission, not the bottom line. The rockets are symbols, not billboards, and they should remain so. In our everyday lives, it's easy to forget how much we are bombarded by advertisements. From the moment we wake up to the moment we fall asleep, our world is cluttered with logos, brand names, and catchy slogans. We're used to seeing companies vying for our attention at every turn, but space is different. It represents something that transcends the commercial marketplace. Space represents the future, the unknown, the collective human ambition to break free of our earthbound constraints. To place advertisements on rockets would be to inject the language of commerce into something that is, at its heart, about discovery and scientific advancement. Imagine a rocket blasting off to explore Mars, its side covered with the logos of major corporations. The contrast would be jarring. Instead of focusing on the rocket's mission to expand human presence on another world, we'd be distracted by the desire to sell, to market a product. There's also the risk that, if advertising were allowed to dominate, space could become a privatized domain, where only the companies with the largest advertising budgets control access to space. Would we want a future where only the wealthiest corporations are able to send missions to the stars, or where corporate interests begin to dictate what humanity's future in space will look like? Could our shared dream of exploring the cosmos become distorted by the commercial ambitions of a few? That said, the future of space exploration will likely see more involvement from private companies, and with that comes new opportunities for commercial ventures. Space tourism, private satellites, and space resource mining are all on the horizon. And with these new frontiers, the question of advertising will inevitably arise. It's not hard to imagine a future where advertisements for space-related products or services begin to appear, perhaps as subtle logos on spacecraft or missions dedicated to research. SpaceX's Starship, for example, may carry the SpaceX logo prominently, but would it also be the canvas for advertisers, too? Would we begin to see private sponsors influencing space exploration in ways we can't yet foresee? However, even in these scenarios, space missions will likely remain minimalist, with only a few corporate logos tied to the technology or space-related industries that are actually involved. SpaceX's focus on reusable rockets, for instance, is about much more than branding. It's about reducing the cost of space travel for all of humanity. The branding on the side of these rockets is subtle, a sign of the company's identity, but not a means of selling something. The real challenge will be ensuring that the humanity-first ethos of space exploration isn't lost as the industry continues to grow. As private companies increasingly lead missions to the moon and beyond, they must be mindful that the vision of space should not become reduced to mere advertising or product placement. Instead, it should remain about advancing knowledge and breaking new frontiers, with a focus on what really matters: exploring the unknown. Ultimately, the absence of advertisements on rockets isn't just about keeping space free of commercial clutter. It's about the meaning we attach to space exploration. It's about preserving the spirit of discovery, the idea that space is a place for everyone, not just the brands that can afford to promote their names. As we move forward, it's essential that we protect the integrity of space missions, remembering that they represent not just corporate achievement, but human achievement. Rockets are about exploring new worlds, about building a better future for our children and grandchildren. They are about the pursuit of knowledge and the hope that one day we might all look to the stars, not just as observers, but as active participants in humanity's journey beyond Earth. And so, for now, the rockets remain clean, unadorned by commercial interests, pure in purpose and focused on the mission. As we push toward the stars, we must ask ourselves, what kind of future do we want to create? One where space becomes a marketplace, or one where it remains a frontier of possibility? As we reach for the stars, let us ensure that our journey is driven by something bigger than just a logo or a brand. Let it be driven by the human spirit, the dreams of exploration, and the shared belief that the future is out there for all of us to explore together.